Welcome to your Hometown Solutions. This is your host, Jean Newell. And in the studios with me today is my co-host, Jonathan Lack. And he is my co-host, and he also has 3 real estate-related businesses. So anything you need to know about real estate, we are here to answer those questions. Jonathan, welcome again to the studios.
Well, thank you for having me back, Jean. It's always a pleasure.
And Jonathan Lack, just so you are aware, is the owner and broker of Waterview Realty. He also owns Waterview Title Services, and he is the owner of Lack & Lack Chartered, that are attorneys at law specializing in real estate. And today we wanted to focus on a special program that Jonathan is involved in. It's called the Florida's Hardest Hit Program. And it's for those people that are perhaps in a situation where they're having a little problem paying their mortgage at no fault of their own. And Jonathan, let's go ahead and explain exactly what that program is.
Well, thank you, Jean. You've always introduced me as wearing the 3 hats as real estate broker, real estate attorney, and title insurance company. Well, today we're going to talk about my 4th hat, which is the Florida Hardest Hit Fund. Lack & Lack Chartered are advisors to the program. So we're not acting as attorneys or representatives, but rather advisors to the Florida Hardest Hit Fund. What the Florida Hardest Hit Fund is a federally funded state-run program to assist unemployed or underemployed homeowners with their mortgage payments. So if you've lost your job through no fault of your own, you were laid off due to the economy, or if you've had to take a pay cut or maybe lost your job and got a new job but at a lower salary, so you're underemployed, or of course if you're still unemployed, the state of Florida will actually make your mortgage payment for you for up to 1 year or $24,000 worth of payments, whichever comes first. So you can get up to a year of mortgage payments made for you, and that does include the whole mortgage payment. So if your mortgage includes taxes and insurance, which most mortgages do, what's called escrows or PITI, the state will make the PITI payment for you for this 12 months or $24,000. And again, the program is designed for those who have lost their job through no fault of their own. So, of course, if you've quit your job or if you were fired from your job for cause, you would not qualify. Now, there are a variety of eligibility criteria. Of course, with any government program, there's a lot of bureaucracy involved. However, the program's been around since April of 2011, so it's been going on for 5 years, and they've just extended it. So they expect to have this program around for another, I believe it's 4 more years through 2020. And so the program has helped thousands of people, or probably much more than that. My office alone has helped probably thousands of people in the last 5 years. It's an excellent program, and it helps people with their payment. Later on in the show, we're going to have one of my assistants be able to talk a little more about some of the detail involved with qualifications and eligibility for the program.
So if you're listening right now, and perhaps you or maybe someone you know, this plan would fit for them, tell them to tune in or check our archives after the show airs today, because this Hardest Hit program is a wonderful plan, and it costs you nothing. You do not pay anything for this. It's really a loan that you don't have to pay back. There are some specifics, and we're going to go into that. But for those people that perhaps had, especially we talk about people at the Cape, because so many people got laid off at Cape Canaveral and also NASA and so forth, and the space program. And they were, made a decent living. And all of a sudden they're out of work and they can't find something comparable, and they got behind on their payment. So there's really 2 parts to this Florida's Hardest Hit. And also explain to people where this money is coming from. It's not just for Florida, and it's not just for this particular area.
Okay, great, Jean. The program, as I said, it's a federally funded state program. So it arises out of the Making Home Affordable umbrella of programs that the Obama administration came out with in 2008. This portion started at the end of 2010 with a pilot program, but then it went statewide in April of 2011. It actually, though, again, it's federally funded, and I believe there are 17 states that the government deemed were hardest hit by our economy and needed this type of assistance. So I don't know what all of the states are, but I believe North Carolina, I think Georgia might be included. I'm not positive, but there are 17 different states that the federal government deemed to be in need of these funds, and all I deal with is the state of Florida. So the funds come from the federal government, but it is processed through the Florida Corporation, which is the state financing agency. And again, my firm, Lack and Lack Chartered, are advisors to the program. The way the program is run is there are the Florida Housing Finance Corporation appointed advisors throughout the state. They did it in a territorial way by county. So different advisors handle different counties. If you would like to work with Lack and Lack Chartered as your advisors, you would put in a referral code of 69032 on the initial application. So when you go to fill out the application online, and this is an all online process, when you go to fill it out, if you put 69032 as the referral code, you will be assigned to Lack and Lack Chartered. Otherwise, you will be randomly assigned to one of the advisors throughout the state, and we all do process it pursuant to the terms of the program. To get more information, I will provide a lot here on the show, and Kim, when she shows up, will give us even more information. But you can go to my website, lacklaw.com, that's LACKLAW.com, and you will see a link to the Florida Hardest Hit Fund as well as the referral code of 69032. Further, if you go to flhardesthithelp.org, that's Florida, but it's just flhardesthithelp.org, that's the government website, and that's where the process starts and is handled throughout. The other question you had asked was regarding the two portions of the program. Yes, the Hardest Hit program has actually got two pieces. There's the mortgage assistance program, which is what we originally discussed, where the state will pay up to 12 months or $24,000 of your mortgage payment. They'll make payments for you so long as you need them for that period of time. There's also what's called the loan reinstatement program. So what happens is many people, you lose your job, and so you struggle and you miss a few mortgage payments. Now, if you're lucky enough to be able to get a new job, let's say it takes you 3 or 4 months. So you've missed 4 mortgage payments, and I'm going to use round numbers of $1,000 a month. So you're $4,000 in the hole. Now you've got a job and you're ready to make your mortgage payment, but you're back on your feet to the extent that you can make your mortgage payment, but you've got the $1,000 for the next month's payment, and you send that in and say, okay, bank, I'm a little behind, but I'll catch up. And the bank says, nope, we want all $5,000. They won't accept your $1,000. They want the whole nut. And of course, you've been unemployed for 4 months, so you don't have the whole nut to pay them. And it becomes a slippery slope. There ends up potentially being foreclosure ramifications and such. So what the reinstatement portion of the Hardest Hit funds is, it will pay that hole that you've got dug, and it will do so up to $18,000. So you can get fully reinstated up to $18,000 and then have your mortgage paid for you for up to a year. All of this designed to give you a little stability in your home life so that you can focus on going out and getting reemployed. If you have, as in my example, already gotten a job and you're back on your feet, except for the hole you've dug, the reinstatement portion of the program will actually pay up to $25,000. If you don't need mortgage assistance, monthly payment assistance, you can get up to $25,000 for the reinstatement. But if you need mortgage payment assistance, you can get up to $18,000 plus the $24,000 for a total of up to $42,000 of assistance. Now, you had mentioned that it is free. Required to let you know it is free to apply. There are no costs. So when you log on and you put in your application, of course, there's a bunch of processing to be done. And as I say, Kim will be on shortly to help with that explanation. But there is no cost for the application. If you are found ineligible, then we're sorry we couldn't assist you, but we will send you a letter to that effect, and you will owe nothing other than your lost time. If you are found eligible and we can assist you, then the way the program works is they'll make these payments for you, whether it's the reinstatement or the mortgage payment. You have no obligation to pay that back unless you sell your home within a 5-year period. It's actually 5.5 years from the beginning of the program. And it what they call self-liquidates. So the amount you would only ever have to pay back exactly what you received at no interest. So it's a zero interest. So if you had to pay anything back, it would be exactly what you received and no more. And it goes down 20% a year. So again, it starts in 18 months. It's you get the first year in and then 6 months after that. So it goes down 20% a year. So if you stay in your home for 5.5 years, you would owe nothing even if you received all of it. Another important note, because many people unfortunately are upside down in their home. So ultimately they get this assistance, but it turns out even after they've received the assistance, they either can't afford their home anymore, or they're still upside down, or they make the decision to move, so they sell their home. If you sell your home for a profit, then out of the net proceeds, you do have to pay back at 0% interest, however much you received. And again, it reduces itself 20% a year. But if you were selling your home and you were upside down, so it's what we call a short sale, and you're getting no money out, you do not have to pay this back. There is no personal liability for the debt. You only have to pay back if you sell it and there's a profit, and you only pay back exactly what you owe. So,
exactly. This program was made for people to stay in their homes. It wasn't invented for investors or people that are flipping homes and things like that. This is ideally for the person who says, I just got into some trouble. I mean, we've all faced that there's very few people that have slid past the last 12 years without experiencing something. And you just need a helping hand. And this program, a lot of people don't know about it, Jonathan. I know you're out there volunteering. You're doing a lot of public service seminars at Brevard, Career Source Brevard, and other places, but it's not advertised on television, and it's not in the papers, and people just don't know that it exists, and it's so, so important. That's why we wanted to make an entire show just on the Florida's Hardest Hit program and keep this in our archives on the website, because this is something that's still ongoing. Your neighbor might need this program. You might need this program. There's a lot of people that just don't know that it exists. And they end up coming to you as an attorney and saying, I guess my house is going to be foreclosed on because I haven't been able to make payments. And then voila, you have this hardest hit program that you can sometimes pull out of your out of the hat, and it helps them save from going into foreclosure.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Sometimes that has happened where people have called me in distress, and we've been able to put them into the program, and much to their pleasure, there's no cost. I don't have to charge them for the consultation because all I did was put them into this program that is no cost to them. Now, again, there are circumstances where, of course, I do have to charge for my services as an attorney, but in this case, this is acting as an advisor to the program, so there's no cost to it. And shows like this is how we're trying to put the word out. As you say, I give a lot of seminars. I speak out about the program as much as I can, but I still have an incredibly high rate of, I didn't know that existed. And this is from people in the industry. Mortgage loan officers don't know about it. Realtors don't know about it. The people at Career Source Brevard, many of them didn't know about the program, and other workforce type places that are just not aware of it. And it looks to me like maybe we have our guest on the line, so I'm going to turn it back to you.
Yes, we have one of our main processors, would you call her, assistants of the program, is on the line. Kim Steele, are you there, Kim?
Yes, I am.
Kim, you have processed, just off the top of your head, how many of these loans do you think you have done in the last few years?
Oh, way over 900.
Oh my, I know. And isn't it heartwarming? I know you and I talk about this in the various times that we meet. Isn't it heartwarming to know that there's people out there that come in and they're just so grateful to know that there's something out there and you've helped them stay in their house? You probably hear that story all the time.
Oh, yes, we do. We get all kinds of thank you cards, emails, people saying what a blessing it is to have found us. We have people that literally break down and cry with joy.
Exactly. What are you finding that would be a typical situation that people might have found themselves in, that they need this program, that